The following is brought to you in part by System Blue. Products, events, publishing, trade secrets of the Blue Devils.
Very thankful that Marcus is cutting my hair.
I'm the same.
He's the best hair cutter in his car.
It's like watching Picasso paint a masterpiece. It's just watching a master truly in his element. It's amazing.
I usually just do what people ask me, because everybody wants to look like Macklemore right now. But if they don't, then I just make them look like Macklemore on my own. Okay, I'm gonna go on the wide side.
Yeah, and then we'll shape it down. Yeah.
I do a lot of things for money. Haircuts is not a thing I do for money. I don't like taking money from my friends. I just like, I don't know, when I cut people's hair, we get to like spend time talking about nothing. See for me, an Inside BD360. All right, whatever, go look at it, make sure it looks fashion. Wait, can you film this? Next!
Is everybody mezzo forte crescendo then fortissimo? Okay, except for mellows, right? Mellows you guys can reset.
In exploring the world of Fellini, it is easy to become absorbed by the emotionally driven soundtrack, a task that is carried by the Blue Devils horn line. Consisting of the most members within the corps, they are the assortment of sonorous voices that breathe life into the production, while simultaneously juggling a considerable set of visual responsibilities.
The horn line is like the cake. It's the fattest, biggest section of the drum corps.
We provide a lot of the music responsibilities. We're responsible for relaying Dave Glide and Wayne Downey's musical ideas to the audience.
This oral cavity is vowel sound. It's also in relationship to your emotional state. You're a little bit more relaxed and less constricted. Recall that back every time you perform it. It's easy, really, but you just got to have a great. That was a great. So remember what that felt like and do that again.
The horn line changes year to year.
So many vets in the low brass, so much talent. Even the rookies, they're super talented, and the show has so much potential.
As the show changes, the horn line melds to fit what's going on that year. I feel like this year the horn line is just, it's amazing, right? Everybody gets along. As the show gets more quirky and weird and fun, we are also quirky and weird and fun.
You're doing this is happening.
It's on camera too.
This is the
Phenomenal people, phenomenal staff. It's just fantastic to work with these people every single day.
With the likes of Danny Elfman, Gordon Goodwin, Nino Rota, and Maury Yeston on the Blue Devils repertoire, it's no surprise that the staff recognizes the talent within the 2014 horn line, a collective of skilled musicians that are as diverse as the musical genres they refine across the season. A demanding challenge in itself, given the stylistic shifts that occur at any given moment.
One of the most difficult things about this show is the amount of style changes that we have. Within the matter of 1 minute, we go from playing this big brass chorale at the end of the ballad, and the very next thing we play is a circus lick. And then seconds after that, we're in a big band. With the big brass chorale, it's really heavy and really emotional, and really trying to portray this to the audience. And within a matter of seconds, I have to completely change my mood. And now I'm thinking light and happy and airy, and I'm trying to portray this to the audience. And then all of a sudden, a few seconds later, I'm in this big man mode, and now I have to completely change the style of my articulation, you know, my note lengths and things like that. To be able to do it on a whim is pretty difficult. At the beginning of our show this year is one of the longest trumpet features I've ever heard in any drum corps show.
I guess we're really making a statement this year with putting the mellophones on trumpets and having a full 40 trumpet line with that opening fanfare.
People that don't normally play the trumpet, getting them to play the trumpet, completely different instrument than what they're normally playing on. For them to sound as good as they're sounding, it's quite incredible.
Not a day goes by where we don't work on that section. You know, that's always, when we break up into sectionals, that's always the first thing we have to hit.
Somebody in here is crescending too soon and tonguing too hard. It's all tenuto, yes?
The 40 trumpets at the beginning of the show are about to rep our fanfare at the very beginning. Gonna get better at that. So.
It's that time where we need to go ahead and start getting into every single individual. Okay, that's what we need to do. There's 40 of you and there's 2 of us, and we got to get in there. That's the way it has to be. So today, for the analogy is this: we're lifting up the couch, seeing what's under there. Accountability. Okay, accountability. We're lifting up the couch and seeing what is under there.
It starts with the lead trumpets, and then it goes on down to the rest of the section, and eventually you just have this wall of trumpets.
As the fanfare progresses, you know, the intervals get harder and harder to hit. It's easy to frack a note, and we're right there on the front sideline, so it could be a pretty high, stressful situation.
Aside from the meticulous attention to every musical and visual nuance, the horn line also incorporates extensive training to strengthen an action in which we unconsciously engage in every day: breathing.
So the Breathing Gym is a group of exercises that were written by Pat Sheridan and Sam Palafian to help stretch and train our lungs as well as our flow pattern. So one of the exercises we do is called E to O, and we like a really scratchy, we go E to the vowel sound of E all the way to nice open O. And other exercises incorporate stretching. 5-15-5 is used to help feel uncomfortable with a lot of air in our lungs while we're moving in awkward positions. So you breathe in for 5 counts, get completely full, and then you stretch and move your body and sip for the next 15. So your body is like at its fullest capacity ever, and then you breathe it out for 5 counts, all the way until you're completely empty. Another exercise to help with that is, it's a shorter version of that, so we'll do 4 in, 4 out, and we have a special monitor. So we want to make sure we hear a nice open shape, and we want to feel the wind on our hand. And then sometimes we'll take that one even longer. So we'll do in for 4, out for 8, and that way when we're playing our horn, it's just like we're on the field. So we might have 4 counts to take a breath, but we have to play for the next 8 counts, or we have 2 counts to take a breath, but we have to play for the next 10 counts, or you get an 8th note rest and you got to play for the next 11.5 counts. So we change it up to make sure that we cover all scenarios that we would occur while marching on the field.
As the final act of this season nears, members confront the challenges of performance and the unique relationship to the outdoor stage. Movement, the breath, notes on a page. Once mutually exclusive events now become the integrated components of a greater story. One that illustrates that our better selves can best be discovered through the art of collaboration, ultimately welcoming us to the true definition of cinema. Next week on Inside BD360.
What? Is this early? Nah, it smells good. We're just trying to like create a little humility, and give ourselves some perspective at this time of year, because this is the kind of time of the season where people get a little kind of antsy to get home. You start getting a little short-tempered and things like that, and sometimes a little perspective goes a long way.
I cook a lot at home, so you know.
Now you feel like you're at home.
It's not bad.
We decided to do like early morning community service for the snare line. Not just, show our love to the food staff, but show our love to the Corps, and just make sure it helps get everybody out of their funk, to be honest with you, man. It's just been a good time.
All the hard work and labor, the finished product.